Dating is hard. Dating in China is even harder, is all I can say. When it comes to the topic of dating in China, I feel like it is a topic that I could never do justice to. It is a very complex subject. I feel like later on there's going to be college theses, research papers that are written. It's very topic. Whether people want to come to China or whether people are just curious, this is one of the most requested topic. People want me to talk about dating in China, and in today's video I'm going to attempt to do just that. Hello everybody, welcome back to Being Cidella, talk about everything live in China. I am Miss Cidella. If this is your first time visiting this channel, please make sure to subscribe, turn on post notifications, and do not forget to follow me on all my social medias. My links are in the description box down below. Okay, I am now realizing that the idea that I had for this video is not gonna work out, so hence we are going to have this live show. Okay, welcome to Dating in China 101. I'm going to be explaining to you guys the dating market in China, what's on the dating market, what are the different dating trends, who is dating who, and all the likes. So just a disclaimer guys, when I do this kind of videos I obviously use a lot of generalization, so there might be some exception to the rule, and there are some stuff that I didn't even talk about, like religion, like language. Those are stuff that I think I didn't even talk about. I might attempt to talk about them as I go on, but the main subject of this video is obviously race and also gender. So I think we are on the same page, so let's get on to this video. So obviously we are going to look at the dating market. So this is the people that we have. We got white men obviously, and as I told you guys, my video is mainly based on race and it's also based on gender. We have obviously Chinese men. Chinese men are obviously a majority here. Chinese men could be 800 or 700, maybe approximately 60% of the whole population in China. And we also have black men, which is another minority group as well. Obviously these pictures are not pictures of actual people. These are pictures that I got on Pinterest, so just so we have it. And obviously we have the ladies. We have obviously black ladies. This is obviously another minority group as well. We've got white ladies, which is obviously another minority, and we also have Chinese ladies. You guys may be wondering why I choose to include Chinese people here. What happens in regards to what happens to Chinese and Chinese people, I do not care about, but what I mainly care about is what is when Chinese and foreigners are involved. So hence why I included Chinese people in this video. I mainly talk about in regards to foreigners, but I'm very interested in the subject when it's about Chinese and foreigners. Yeah, let's move on to talk about what people are actually dating and what people are actually choosing to date. What we're going to notice is that a lot of white men are obviously dating a lot of Chinese women, so just Chinese women in general. There is this misconception that a lot of white men come here to China just for the sole reason of dating Chinese women. A reason to come to China, but I don't think that is a sole reason. Like that is a valid reason. You just leave America just to come here to date Chinese women. A lot of Chinese men actually say to white men that they call them suspects because of that reason. But yeah, another group of people that obviously white men do tend to date is white women, not at the same rate as they are dating Chinese women. What I see is obviously that a lot of them are dating more Chinese women than they are dating white women. Is a rare occurrence is seeing white men dating black women. That is not something that I see happening regularly. Obviously I live in a small city, so that could explain a lot of things. Maybe if I was in a big city like Shanghai, where there is obviously a lot of population, because obviously sample size matters in this regards. So maybe if I was in a city like that, I would see a lot of them actually dating black women. But in the city that I live in, I do not see a lot of that happening, as Well, if I can make a conclusion, is that what we see is white men are predominantly dating Chinese women. They also date white women, rarely date black women. And so a lot of black men, obviously, they date white women, they date Chinese women as well. They could be at the same rate, I do not know, but again, because they are more Chinese women than they are white women, dating more Chinese women than they could be dating white women. Or a lot of them prefer and also like to date women that are of a different race to them. That is a topic on its own that could be discussed. Okay, just I think that a lot of black men are choosing to date more Chinese women than they are dating white women. If they were in a place where there were as many white women as there were Chinese women, I think they could be dating them at the same rate. That is just my opinion. They do. I am not saying that they don't date black women. They do date black women. I think they are the majority of men that actually date black women. I hope we are not lost on that subject. Okay, as well as obviously black men are obviously still dating black women. I'm not saying that you are going to not see them dating black women compared to the men that are here, Chinese, white and black. You're going to see that a lot of black men are also ones that date black women at the highest rates than all other groups of men that are here. Obviously, that does not erase the fact that a lot of them prefer to date out of their own race. Let's put a lot of pictures of them because I like seeing black people with their own, so hence I'm putting a lot of pictures with them. And let us move on to Chinese men. These men do not necessarily date foreign women, but when they do date foreign women, we're going to notice that a lot of them do choose to date white women than any other race of women. So a lot of them date more Chinese women than they would necessarily choose black women. Again, it is because of their preference. A lot of them do prefer to date white women, especially East European women like Russia and all those countries as well. But you rarely see them dating black women. That is not something that you would regularly see. I think that there are more white men that are choosing to date black women than there are Chinese men that are choosing to date black women. I think we're still together. I just put a lot of pictures with Chinese men. These are Asian men generally dating them. I think pictures like this, they could choose to want to date black women. I do not know. So that is just the topic of dating. So you're gonna see that white men are choosing to date a lot of Chinese women. Black men are choosing to date everybody. Chinese men generally do not date foreign women. And that, yeah, I know that I'm mainly talking on the point of view of what men are choosing to date, because obviously, let's face it, men control the relationships. So dating generally, for a lot of men, I'm speaking mainly for foreigners. For a lot of men, there is like abundance of men, because men just generally choose to date anything. But in the regards of women, because a lot of women just normally just choose to date people, their own people. So you're going to see that there is, for men there is abundance, and then for women there is scarcity, especially for black women, because black women are, in my opinion, they are not as open-minded as, like, for example, white women. You notice that there is more white women that date like all races of people, and then when it comes to black women, they normally just choose to date like people who they are similar to. Most of them just stick to dating foreign men, and most of them specifically choose to date just black men. Sometimes I ask my friends the idea of just dating Chinese men, because obviously, let's face it, we are living in a country where Chinese men are the majority, and obviously there is more men in China. There are more Chinese men than there are women. So there could be a balance in that regard. But when I asked them on the very topic of like, oh, would you date a Chinese man, the very idea of choosing to date Chinese men, and majority of them, they just choose to be loyal to black men. What we see happening is there is abundance for men and then there is scarcity for women, and for all foreign women and especially black women, because of the reason that I just talked about. Move further along and let's talk about marriage. I see, when it comes to marriage, I do not see a lot of black men getting married to Chinese women or getting married to white women. I do not see that. I mainly just see black men choosing to get married to other black women. So I do not know why they are choosing to date a lot of out of their race, and then when it comes to marriage, I do not see a lot of marriages happening between black men and women out of their race. I do not know if they are deported before they get married or what happens to that. Again, that is another topic that could be discussed on its own. A lot of them, they will date they'll get married to black women, but I do not see them marrying Chinese women. I do not see them marrying white women. The numbers of Chinese men choosing to date foreign women are very low. They are very, 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 very low. Then of the number that do choose to date foreign women, the numbers of them getting married to black women, they are just as low. They are very, very low. But I see a lot of marriages happening between Chinese men and white women. I see a lot of marriages that happen, but when it comes to Chinese men marrying black women, I do not see a lot of that happening. But as another disclaimer, when I talk about marriages and dating, I'm only talking about those that are happening mainland China. So again, when it comes to white men choosing when it comes to white men marrying black women, again, as I said, the number of them dating them to start with, they are very low. So obviously the numbers of them marrying black women are going to be very, very low. I think this is not something that I even see happening. I do not see that happening. But when it comes to white men marrying Chinese women, it is like a pandemic. And then getting married to other white women, it is also happening. White men are getting more jobs, more opportunities. This is why they are able to marry a lot of Chinese men, and obvious it is white men, a lot of to get a white husband. That is something that is well known. A lot of them could be, when they are in their own countries, they had a hard time getting partners, dating and all that. But when it comes to them, it's like they get married so fast. I think for Chinese women, it is like eye candy. When they see white men, it is like eye candy to them. That is everything on the topic of dating in China. So in conclusion, what I can say is, when it comes to the topic of dating, I see that foreign men are actively choosing to date Chinese women, but foreign women are not actively responding to dating Chinese men. That's all I can say. That is what you see, that there is a gap when it comes to men being in relationships and women being in relationships. You can notice that a lot of foreign men do have better opportunities. A lot of them are in relationships, but then a lot of women are not in relationships. Not that very many. There is that scarcity because obviously a lot of them do choose to not want to date out of their own race. They do not want to date Chinese men. I do not necessarily blame men for not actively choosing to date them, but maybe a lot of foreign women could step up in that regards. They could be choosing to date more Chinese men than they are. That's everything that you need to know about dating in China. I don't know. You could tell me what I left out in the comment section down below. Hey, hey, are you going to leave the video without liking, without commenting, without subscribing? Please do better. And also watch this video here.